Magnificence is the boundless expanse of being, a liberation from limitation. It is the embodiment of authenticity, where you shed the shackles of self-doubt, shame, and imposter syndrome. Here, worthiness flourishes like a vibrant garden where you have the power to determine your actions, destinations, and your closest relationships. In the realm of magnificence, creative individuality takes center stage. Your greatness is acknowledged, celebrated, and nurtured. Gone are the days of mindless conformity or fitting in just to keep the peace. This show and your host, Patricia Lindner, are here to guide you as you align with your authentic design, leading the way to a life of purpose and fulfillment. Magnificence is not some unreachable peak or distant dream. It's inside you, waiting to shine brighter than you ever thought possible. Welcome to your magnificence. Welcome to Magnificence with your host, Patricia Lindner. Patricia, how's it going?
Hey, Jason. So great that we are doing this interview. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing magnificent.
Perfect. I would expect nothing less. I'm so excited to do this. So for those listening, watching, I've been helping Patricia launch and create this wonderful show of hers. It's all her, but just on the back end a little bit there on the technical side as we sort of build this and get this launched. And we thought what a great format and just an easier, lighter format for this introduction episode, for it to be a bit of an interview here and kind of I can pull out the nuggets of what this show is going to be all about, why you've started it, Patricia, and what people can come to expect. So let's start with that, really the beginning of why was it time to kind of do another show in this particular format?
That is a really great question, Jason. So I thought that I need to come up with something that puts people into the limelight, because I think that is what I'm best at. I really love diving deep into the nuggets of what people have to share, their hidden gems, their magnificence. And so I thought, why not start a podcast and put people into the limelight, share through the lens of human design, because this is one of the tools that I use when I work with people, and really share with the world how magnificent each and every person I interview is. And so that was the beginning. I didn't know how to do it exactly. I didn't have a blueprint of how this could work out. But then as we had a conversation, we came up with this format and I totally love it.
Yeah, and it really is, it mirrors how you help people in your coaching and in life. And I think that's what's been so fun for me to see and to get those insights around is kind of really digging in to, who are you helping? How are you helping? What's that process a little bit? And then how much of that could we do and incorporate into the show? Because I think that's so valuable to the people you have on the show as you take them through that, but also for the audience to see these insights and to see what's possible. And again, that some of those core elements and why the show is called Magnificence. I want to hear that from you in your words, but it's so appropriate, and so that people understand and what to expect. What is that format that you take them through?
Yeah. So all my guests, they share their date of birth, their time of birth, and their place of birth with me, so I can create their human design chart. I have this in advance, and then I look at the chart and I focus on the most magnificent aspects of their chart. So they really get some insights into their chart. they learn more about who they are or they get some validation. I ask them deep questions that people are really surprised about, and they really need to think and dive deep into who they are, and they feel magnificent on my show because I really put up something like a mirror of magnificence.
I love that. And as a guest upcoming that we've recorded, I can attest to the fact that that's exactly what you do. Like it's one thing to have that intention and say, here's what these episodes will be about. It's another thing to deliver on that. And you absolutely do. And it's such an amazing aspect. And again, one tool that you have and how you help people, human design is such a great one because it really does, it just gives you that lens to see through a little bit. And I love that idea that you said, the mirror of magnificence, because that is how it feels. And I know you do this with folks of when you go through their chart, you're checking in with them. Hey, does this resonate? Does this make sense? Does this seem to align? And it just does every time, the vast majority of time. For the interviews that you have done so far, and as you do this in your coaching, what are some of those reactions that you get most of the time as you take someone through their chart?
First of all, there is so much validation. That is what people most of the time tell me. They say, now this makes sense. Now I really allow myself more of this and that. Or I just evolve in this aspect. Because if this is my energetic blueprint, I really should do that. And so this is the validation point. The other thing is they really need to think and dive deep into their authentic selves, which is so fun and heartwarming, because whenever I ask a question that is around their chart or an aspect of their chart, they really need to not just stay on the surface, but go to the core of something. And then I see them smile or talk in a lit up way. And this is exactly what I want them to feel, to see how amazing they are, to see that everyone is unique. Every individual has their strength and their challenges, of course. But when you know your challenges, you can deal with them. It's just this awareness. And so, these are the two major aspects that come up.
Yeah, it is. It is such a validating, not just, oh, that sounds like me, but now I know what to do with that. And hearing that from other people as you watch and listen to these episodes, it's so clarifying and then empowering for you, the audience, to just learn what's possible and kind of take that in. So I love that I think we've painted that picture of what folks can expect from this, certainly in these beginning interviews, and I imagine it's going to evolve even more over time. And I've been able to have this front row seat with your evolution already in what this podcast could be and will be. Can you share that story a little bit, just in even the recent weeks of kind of a realization that's both for your coaching practice and the show, as what came about that brought this realization? That's the whole reason we have peacock feathers as symbols and all of that. I think that would be really helpful for folks to understand.
Yeah. So it started with the idea of, it is an empowerment podcast. It's an empowerment mapping that I do. And so realizing that this podcast shares the magnificence of people and guests that are on the show, I had this idea. It is like a magnificent movement or magnificence movement that people can be part of, to not focus on lack and maybe where I'm insufficient and where I can be better at, but really focus on their greatness, their magnificence. And then, strange enough, I came across peacock feathers all the time. So a friend of mine sent a peacock feather to me, being part of a project, and I saw peacock feathers all the time. And then I just put this together, and I love peacock feathers. And then I thought, like, a peacock, when showing up in all its beauty, you can't just look away. You just see the magnificence of this bird. And this is a stunning beauty. And I think this is in each and every person out there. And so I thought this could be a great way to contribute to the show and to its magnificence, to use peacock feathers as the symbol of magnificence.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. When you sent that to me, I just like, this is perfect. This is absolutely it, because it also reflects this really important aspect that you help people with, which is unashamedly being that peacock, right? Being that magnificence, instead of, okay, I've got to fit in here. I need to, let's see how I can, go with the flow and all of that. Like, no, there's a reason you learn human design and what your particular strengths are, so you can lean into them and live your truest, fullest life. And I just love that. So I'm excited for this show to watch and listen to these episodes coming up. What should people expect as an audience, to really, what's the biggest benefit to consume these stories of other people?
What a brilliant question, Jason. It is. So first of all, when you listen to those stories of magnificence of other people, seeing and noticing the magnificence of others is like a reflection of your own magnificence. Because what you see out there in another person is what you have inside of you. So just listening to how brilliant other people are makes you tap into your own brilliance and magnificence. Then it gives you insights into what is human design. How can I read my own chart? Maybe you just get some aspects by listening or watching the show, and can just apply this to your chart. You can run it all by yourself, or you can be part of this show and learn more about your human design chart. And then last but not least, it oftentimes lets you tap into questions, big questions that you can ask yourself. And my guests most of the time share some hidden gems, some impulses that are really golden nuggets that are a wonderful part of the show as well. So I would name these 3 things that make the show amazing.
Fantastic. Well, I'm excited. I will wrap things up here with you, and I'm glad you jumped on and did this. I think this will be a great first episode for folks to just understand what's coming, and get excited and hopefully dive into the first few episodes right from here.
Thank you, Jason, for the interview, and I hope to see you all in all the episodes of Magnificence.
Thank you for joining us for this empowering episode. To continue this journey of aligning with your true purpose and uncovering your magnificence, schedule an illumination call with Patricia at patricialindner.com. Please share this episode with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the show on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platform. Join us again soon for another episode of Magnificence.